Hey guys,
Hey Tom, how you doing?
not bad. What
How was
about
your
you
th
guys?
How was your Thanksgiving?
It's nice. Yeah, it was perfect. Kind of low key. Saw family. It was great. How about you guys?
Um, yeah, family was great. It was nice being back in Indiana before we got pelted with snow. Uh, so we have gone through the rounds of colds and we're up for another one for Christmas.
We got hit with some snow too.
Yeah, how much?
About 7, 8 inches
It's about how
last.
much Indiana got.
We
What'd you guys get?
About it was very small section of Indiana. It was like the north side of it, about 8 inches, let's say.
Yeah, fun.
we got a little bit of a snow dusting last night, which is highly unusual for this time of year for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I guess so.
shuts everything down here. We're not
Did it,
prepared for any of it.
did it
Mass
already melt?
chaos.
What do you say, Tom?
Did it already melt?
Yeah, it's already gone.
Yeah, nice.
It just delays school for a little bit. Keep the buses off the roads. Anyway, we're good. We'll dive right in. Austin, do you want to start, and then I can go over the PPC report, SEO report. I know we've got quite a few things to cover.
Yeah. Overall, Tom, how are things going with MSA and Viewpoint?
Um, Good. Yeah, very busy. Um, Viewpoint, I mean, it's the sales are just off the charts, but just not making the money we'd like to see. We are going to eliminate some people this week. Nothing significant, but are making some cuts there, really just to be more competitive. But sales wise, the things are excellent. We just need to get the house in order a little bit down there. Metro's been very strong. Things are running smooth.
Awesome.
That's great. So is it just like a viewpoint, like an operations, like
Yeah,
efficiency kind of thing? Yeah.
yeah, yep. It took some time to kind of understand where there's, um, people not quite doing what they need to be doing and
Yeah.
just kind of used to doing things a certain way over a long period of time. So, yeah, we just had to make some cuts, but
Okay.
overall, things are very good. I think, in general, people feel good about the adjustments we make.
Yeah, I know it's not an easy thing to do.
No,
That's the hard part of business.
yep, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really encouraging to hear about Viewpoint, just for the sales. So,
Yeah.
um, great. Tom, I just wanted to introduce this. I don't know if you've seen this before in the past since before I came on, but this is our client meeting organizer. Can you see my screen?
Yep,
Okay, great. This just walks through generally what like it seems like you have a big win just with Viewpoint and sales. That's awesome.
yep,
So I think another big win would probably be just getting into efficiency.
yep, no
That's what
doubt,
it sounds like.
no
So,
doubt.
um, but yeah, just this walks through this CML kind of just walks through generally what we're going to talk about today. So we'll talk about these things, and then we'll get into just some basic baseline things we're doing reoccurringly, and then anything we want to IDS, identify, discuss, or and solve if we can, and then we'll recap what we have afterwards. And then you can give us a score at the end. So, how the meeting went, and we'll go from there. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Sweet. Is there anything pressing you want to talk about first, David, before I start?
No, Tom, do you have anything that you like pressing that you want to bring up or urgent?
No, just to make you aware, one of the people we let go was the office manager at Viewpoint, and the LinkedIn account was kind of running through her, or she was the
Hmm.
primary point. Um, I believe that's been changed. I believe Joanne was able to update that, but just so you're aware, if there's any hiccups.
Okay. So it'd be with LinkedIn specifically.
Yeah, I believe it was just LinkedIn that she was connected to.
And that was the development manager.
That was the office manager.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, all right. That's good to know. Thanks for letting us know that.
Yep.
Yeah, generally, we had a scare with the 2026 calendars at first. Yeah, I was like, what the heck? But I think we're still good on that, from what I can see.
Good.
So
Yep.
great to hear.
What's the estimated delivery on that now? Do you know?
I don't think it changed, has it?
I
Does
don't
this?
believe so. I don't know if you
Okay.
want to just check that, but she was saying by the end of the month.
All right,
Okay.
I
Great.
didn't, um,
I'll double check.
yeah, we got a link. We had asked last week. She said it had been sent, but I had not received it. And it wasn't until the question was asked that she sent us the link.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. Other than that, we'll wait to hear back. I'll email them, and I'll report back to you, Tom, on that. The MHEC page, Tom just approved that.
Saw that.
Nothing, any other further feedback or questions on that one,
I
Tom?
don't think so. I mean, um, as long as it's set up, like from what Adrian sent, I couldn't quite see it with the others, but I imagine it'll be just like the other pages, so that um, everything should be good. But it looked, what I saw looked great.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll get that ready for publishing. Oh, that's good. Social media. I'm also just kind of you mentioning LinkedIn and the office manager posting for you. That's kind of helpful. Give me context to some questions I had with Adrian. So generally, on the MSA side, are we posting or is MSA posting?
MSA's posting on this side. Just 'cause I don't know if David or that you've been updated on. My wife handles the MSA stuff. Joanne, she's works with the company. She does HR and does the social media part of it. And her parents are going through a lot health wise, so she's pretty much stepped back from Metro and is part time.
Mhm.
So I mean, she's seeing everything. She used to join these meetings, but she spends a good part of her days now taking care of her parents. So less involved in the day to day, but I kind of push her when to get something posted, and she's generally aware of what's happening here. So, but just asking her to do viewpoint too was going to be too much. So we had talked about maybe Figments doing some of that. I mean, she'll still do some. I think she did one of your curated posts last week, the end of last week. Um, so we can kind of figure that out going forward, the start of the year, whether
Okay.
she just posts the curated content or if you do, or it's some combination. I mean, I think she has to do it on job specific stuff because you won't know what's going on. I mean, she
Mhm.
doesn't either, but it's easier for her to ask somebody at Viewpoint, um, to get that info and then to do a little write up. Usually we have to, it's, it falls on, even here at Metro, if it's not my job, one of the salespersons or project managers kind of has to give us a couple sentences about it. So it makes sense just for us to, if they're going to give it to us, that we just, package it and post it.
Okay. That's good to know. So just going forward, do you want me to CC her on email still or
Yeah.
just
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. It's been this way for, I don't know, year and a half now.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. Sorry to hear
yeah.
about that.
No, it's just part of life. So it's just where, sometimes when she's able to put in a couple days straight, you might get hit with a few different things. But and she might be quiet, but you can always just ask me to follow up, put it on my to-do list, and yeah, I'll take care of it.
Sounds good. That makes sense about Viewpoint. So most of our feedback that we need is for Viewpoint. So like everything for MSA, I'm just double checking. Everything is approved. Um,
Yeah, and pretty much I'm doing the approvals, so you
so
can, yeah, just ask me if something's. I just before this meeting started looking at the one from November. The issue with that is we were waiting on the client to the salesperson thought it'd be best to ask their input, and they just sat on it. But we did just hear, I think it was this morning that I got the email that everything looks fine, just remove the hashtags, oddly enough. So, and then I think we have some night photos that I owe you that I can just forward, or Joanne can forward. One of the sales guys sent them to us.
okay. So that would be for November
Yeah, it was the,
week 3.
I think so.
Hashtags.
Yep. It was one, the Bach Motel, which is really an auto lot. It's
Okay. That's good to know. Other than that, there was just one for I think waiting for Devin images from Tom. That's the other
okay.
one. Other than that, it seems uh, we're working on the week 4 of December. We have nothing else waiting for approval other than those.
Okay.
So, but just to make
I'll put,
sure,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, I'll get your approval on those, or I'll get the photos. I think at this point we should have photos, but I'll keep you posted on that. I'll look into it between today and tomorrow. I'm at Viewpoint on Friday this week.
Okay. So, all right. There's that. Great. That's good to know that I know that you guys are posting MSA and Viewpoint because I didn't know if we need to do that. If you guys need help with that, let us know.
Okay.
Just send us an email and we can start posting for you if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. This one, I believe, David, this is yours.
Yeah, Tom,
Yeah.
you had asked to put together some numbers and some scope for increasing what we would do for Viewpoint,
Yep.
specifically with the PPC and the SEO. So I sent you an email on the 3rd
Yep.
with 2 options. Didn't know if you wanted to go back over that or if you have any questions or
Yeah,
any
I'm
clarification.
thinking, so part of our budget now is directed towards Viewpoint. Does your numbers account for that? Would that come out of the metro? And then, I guess is your Viewpoint estimate the all-in for Viewpoint to do what you've outlined, and then the metro would go down without having to do some of that Viewpoint work.
So right now, so we're handling them separately, and I don't honestly don't remember what the exact monthly um, budget is for Viewpoint specifically. Um,
I think it was
so
like I believe it was around 1,000 we were directing towards Viewpoint in Metro's
yeah,
budget, but
I can't remember if it was 1,000 or 1,400 or somewhere in there.
yeah,
So this would increase that. Let's call it 1,000. This would increase that 1,000. Option A would increase from 1,000 to 3,600. Option B would go from 1,000 to 2,700, so $1,700 more per month, and that's going to be to handle the Google ads, and then start doing SEO work, and then we would alternate between on the option B would alternate between working on some social media and additional blog posts, and option A would be to be doing both consistently. So essentially, what we're looking at is a net increase of either $1,600 a month for Viewpoint specifically, or um, $2,600 a month.
Okay.
So that's kind of it's we're looking at it separately from MSA. So we would continue to do everything that we're doing for MSA as it is. And right now we're just doing a little bit for Viewpoint. The most additional effort that we would be putting in would be specifically for PPC for Viewpoint and for SEO for Viewpoint. That would be the bulk of the additional expense.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me get back to you on that. We were just waiting for our November financials.
And you can always go with option B, like the $1,600 increase, and then we can always add more again as we continue to go on.
Okay.
But the one note was just because it takes some effort to get the Google Ads set up, creating the ads, linking them to the website, and then getting the tracking information. So the first month would be just a little bit higher than the ongoing months because just the amount of effort that it takes to get the Google Ads set up and
Okay.
tracking for the Viewpoint website.
All right. Understood.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to try to make a decision on that this month, we could probably get started in January if you want to
Yeah.
look at doing something for the new year.
Okay.
And just let us know if you have any questions about that.
Will do. Yeah, Austin, you can just kind of keep it in the file to check back with me if I don't get back to you first.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll need that by, when do you need that by, David, again?
If we could just get a decision, I'm going to be out a lot around Christmas through the end of the year. So if you want to make a decision before Christmas, then we can start putting the team together in place for January. But it's okay. I mean, if we don't make the decision till January, we can start anytime. But
Yeah. Okay.
it just seems like January would be a good time to get
Yeah.
started.
I
Yeah,
agree.
cool. All right. December blog. Adrian wanted to ask for a specific next topic for that.
Okay.
Let's see. We've started putting together right here. So you can get back to us on that unless you have one off the top of your head right now.
I don't. I'll look at those. I don't know if there are any more that you have coming to add. If there's a list
Topics.
to choose from.
Tom, one thing that you brought up in a previous meeting that we would look at possibly adding to PPC in the next quarter would be the environmental graphics. So do you want to do something related to
Yeah.
that?
Yep. That would be good.
Okay.
We can do a little bit of research to come up with like an angle, but do you have what do you think would be like a general topic related to environmental graphics that your potential customers would want to have answered? Like things to consider, best practices, trends in environmental graphics, or kind of what angle do you think would be?
Yeah, maybe trends or ideas, examples of things other people are doing. Um,
Yeah, kind of give them some examples and some ideas of what they
yeah.
could do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I mean, it could be very visual, kind of a blog.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. And then we can tie that into some future working that into social media and other stuff as well.
I mean, spring is big for awnings. Generally coming out of the winter, people look to refresh their storefronts or their businesses with awnings.
Hmm.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
So just going forward, I guess, do you want to just get back to us on that specific topic and see what we have?
Yeah, I mean, you want to show them to me? Maybe we just other
Oh
than
yeah,
existing ones.
we do have.
Yeah, I think you just pulled it up.
These are the ones. Let me get, come on. Yeah, there we go. Drafted copies.
In progress, common mistakes, maximizing impact.
Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Hopefully, there's a little bit more.
Oh yeah, okay. So I can kind of go through and put like some ranking to these,
Oh yeah, that would be great.
and then just kind of go down the line. You know, one being next on the list, and as you do it, you can just kind of work down.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
choose, maybe I'll just choose like 5 to 10 of these.
yeah. This is similarly set up to your social media spreadsheet. So you have your
Okay.
legend on the left, and then you'll have Metro sign at the bottom. This is for blogs, though. So if you want to, you could just go down this line and put 1, 2, 3 if you'd like. I can share this link.
Yeah, I thought I was in that right now. I'm not seeing that I'm in the blogs page, but I don't see those topics.
Yeah, this is a new spreadsheet.
Okay,
This will just generally be this spreadsheet will just have all of them in line, so we know which one's been approved, which ones
okay.
haven't.
Yeah, send me a link to that, please.
Yeah, and I think what you might be seeing is let's just see here. So, for example, this was November's. Here, let's just do October's because we're currently working on that. So this has the copy to it. So you'll have access to that.
Okay,
You can go
good.
through them. So let me just put it here and I'll send it afterwards in our recap. Select blog.
Okay.
Awesome. And that was December blog. Cool. Great. After that, we have, other than that, we just have the November blog. Our copywriter, he was sick yesterday. I think he might still be recuperating. So he's still revising and doing some revisions on our initial internal review. So
Okay.
we should have that to you soon. Um, Other than that, going forward, my hope would be able to show you. Um, we have a newsletter section. So if we had newsletters, we could have SEO progress. So that's something that David would be able to supply. Paid ads, blogs we could put right here, and social media posts. These would be like to-do updates that we could put right here and it'd be ongoing, and you'd be able to see um, past performance. So
Okay.
that'd be the desire going forward. These are just more or less reoccurring things. These are unique outlier to-dos when it comes to like projects, unique projects and campaigns.
Okay.
So other than that, that's all I have. Any questions, comments on these topics we're discussing on to-dos?
I don't think so. I mean, just one thing for the to-do list in 2026 is just updating the Viewpoint website portfolio section to make it a little easier to navigate. And that probably falls more on me than you, but at least to kind of give some thoughts on an outline.
Yeah.
I think we kind of took over what Viewpoint's recommended categories are, but
That's
it's,
right.
yeah, I'm finding it challenging to kind of navigate it.
So
Yeah.
generally, to give direction.
Yeah.
Tom, at one point you had mentioned, or we had talked about, I think you were talking to one of your staff about doing some additional photography kind of on the
Yep.
side.
Yep. That kind of fell off. That person um, is taking on more responsibility, but let me see if they're interested in kind of pursuing that. If not, I'll look elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, just let us know. I know with kind of James being not too far from you and Josh, our creative director, if you need help finding someone or helping, if you want us to help find a resource for photography, I think I mentioned that before, just let us know.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds good.
You said that was video photography. I don't know why I was curious.
Photography.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, mostly photography. I mean, if somebody had a drone and could do some, drone stuff, it might be cool, but mainly just getting some really nice, high quality photos of their bigger jobs
Yeah.
that we can use
If
on
you
the
desire. Oh, right. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
All right.
I can go over the PPC and SEO reports.
That'd be great.
Um,
Yeah.
Austin, will you let me share my screen?
No. Yes. Gotcha.
Fine, I'll just go. Let's see. We'll start with the PPC. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. Um, Overall, everything's looking good. I'm noticing a trend where kind of November, I think December is probably slower. Um, so overall for this past year, this is looking at from November of last year to November of this year. And we had really good, the red line going upward is positive. That's the number of conversions per month. So we kind of peaked out in September with 12. October we had 10, which is kind of about what we've been averaging. And then there's been a dip for November. We went down to 5 conversions. But I went back and looked at last November and we only had 3. So we are up year over year, even though November seems like it's a slow month for ads.
Yeah.
And also the cost back in November of last year was 187 for those 3 conversions per conversion. And that's come down to 156. So more conversions at a lower price. So even though we're down over the last 2 months, it's still better than last year. So that's positive.
Good.
And we'll just keep an eye on that. So that's the big picture. And then I've got month over month on a different login here. So this is just taking that same data and looking at it in a more linear, easier number format. So October, the impressions were down. So that lets me know in general, because we've been spending more money since last summer. With the
Mhm.
impressions being down, I think there's just fewer people right now searching for your ads. So your ads are not showing up in the searches as much because the click-through rate is good. So the people that are seeing your ads are still clicking through at a high rate, and that's actually gone up over the past 3 or 4 months. So from 4% to almost 5% click-through rate, which is good. The
Okay.
cost has fluctuated down from September, but up from October. And then I just said, I showed you on the graph that the number of conversions is gone down, which means that the cost per conversion is going up. And then the total cost that we've spent is down, and that's again because the number of impressions are down, and the total number of clicks are down. So we're just not spending quite as much money.
Okay.
So it seems like that's going to be a trend for November. It seems like your business is still good? Are you just not getting? Do you tend to not get as much new business in November, December?
Yeah, it probably dips. I mean, it's generally a shorter month. People start taking off, the whole week of
Thanksgiving, yeah.
Thanksgiving and, you know, sometimes a couple days after. So
Yeah,
that's,
I would imagine the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of Thanksgiving is significant enough to make those numbers look low.
yep.
What makes the August peak so high? I mean, that's usually when schools start, but you usually ask for work way earlier than that.
Yeah. I mean, that is probably just the time people are coming back from vacation, getting ready for the, third and fourth quarter that
Mhm.
things ramp up. We always seem to, at least sales wise, because things kind of drag. September, October are usually big months for us
Yeah,
coming out of the summer. Things are usually slower June, July.
makes sense. So that's the PPC. I think things are looking good. We'll just keep an eye on how December goes. And then For the SEO, our SEO guy Mark has sent over kind of this new, a little bit more interactive way to look at the data instead of just the basic spreadsheet. But I found it helpful because this dashboard now has the overall Google ranking,
Mhm.
but it also has it from a local, um, closer to the zip codes in your area, so to
Okay.
speak. So I actually think that's a little bit more helpful because I think showing up fourth for ADA compliant signs in your area is much better than just 50th in general in Google.
Yep.
So, um, so this is month over month. So this is looking at November compared to October. Um, so not a lot of change here. So I'm mainly looking at the last two columns. We had a
Yep.
little bit of improvement for architectural signs up from third spot to number two. Not any change with these other ones where we consistently rank number one and number two. Um, one spot down for commercial awnings, which is just standard fluctuation.
Yep.
Um, commercial metal awnings, locally, that's within a couple of spots here or there, but for some reason we had a really big jump in Google in general, for
Yep.
commercial awnings, which is great. Um, Still not really showing up for the custom ADA signs. I don't really don't have a much of an explanation for that. Other than there just might not be a lot of search for that.
Yep.
Interior signs, significant improvement on the Google in general, but not necessarily on the local level.
Yep.
And same with Massachusetts and sign companies in Boston. So we are seeing some movement, but just a little bit less locally. Um, and then storefront awnings had a huge jump, up 100 spots, and storefront awnings near me. So I think some of the effort that we've put into awnings is starting to really kick in. Because we did quite a bit of discussion about that over the last few months.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't see any red flags. And a lot of things are moving in the right direction. I did have, in looking at your PPC and some of the recommendations that Google Ads makes, it's suggesting that you could get some traffic for neon signs, but I don't know that I've ever asked you, do you all do true neon signs, or do you want one? So
Probably
two
not.
questions. Okay, I didn't think
Yeah.
so.
I mean, we could do them. We don't do them in-house. I mean, 99% of the companies in this area do not do them in-house. There's very few neon shops. I think we all use the same person at this point, but yeah, it's really not a high demand. Either it's people might say I want a neon sign, but they really mean LED that
Well,
looks
that's what
like
I was wondering.
faux
With
neon.
Yeah, so do you want us to send, search traffic to you for, especially PPC specifically, for
Yeah,
neon
I'd be
signs?
happy.
And
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
because it's typically we
they're
show
not actually
them.
looking for a neon sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we can very, quickly explain the benefits to doing a faux neon sign. It's just
yeah,
there'll be a lot less maintenance.
because I think I saw specifically there's some amount of search volume for commercial neon sign, which would be in your wheelhouse. So
Yeah,
okay, we'll add those to the Google ads. Again,
yeah,
there was
and
a
that
rec.
would be the thing that we do commercial. That we don't want people who want a
Look,
Coors Light sign for their basement.
that's exactly what I was picturing in my
Yeah,
head. Somebody upfitting their garage to a man cave and wants a
yeah,
neon sign.
yeah,
Accurate.
exactly.
That's accurate.
And then
All
if
right.
it's more than $50, they'll say, "Are you crazy?"
How much is how much is a real neon sign these days?
A real neon sign, something that's 4 foot by 2 foot, 3 foot, it's
Yeah.
$4,000 or $5,000 to custom
Wow.
make
Wow.
one. But the beer companies, they'll make 1,000 of them and give them to all their liquor
Mm,
stores and distributors.
yeah. Hang them in the
So
window still.
yeah, if you're making a lot of anything, you can obviously pick up some savings. But yeah,
Sure.
a one-off of a neon sign, Yeah, it's anywhere from 3 to 5,000. And
Wow, that's wild.
yeah, yeah, it's a
They're
lot.
still, I still love them. They're still cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's yeah, that's an update on things. I think everything's looking really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for your efforts.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. Just final question for you, Tom. I saw, I'm just kind of uncovering things from the past, just connecting dots. We have newsletters. We did, at one point, we were doing bi-monthly newsletters. We do blogs right now. It's at a monthly cadence. Uh, was there a reason why that stopped?
I
David,
have
would you
no,
know?
yeah, I don't know why it stopped. I was going to ask you when you mentioned, because I don't remember the last one. I could look and see when it was and forward you an example, but I don't know why it stopped. I thought a lot of the blogs were kind of really just part of the newsletter.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what we were doing, and it must be something that just got dropped from some of the transitions. But we were taking some of the most recent blog posts and highlighting them in the newsletter. So the
Yeah,
newsletter wasn't like a totally from scratch whole big project. It was more
yes.
let's recap the last few blog posts
Yeah,
and
I
send
think
them
we
out.
were doing probably a job spotlight and then,
We were.
yeah,
Yep.
a couple blogs that
Yep.
we could kind of get back, to doing that. It might help because I don't know if people are reading the blogs when they're just posted on social media, kind of sharing them through email, our email list, which we would owe you. I don't know if you have your latest version of our email list to I guess we could just start sending you some new names and then maybe you can just kind of give us a count of where it's at. I'd be curious to see who's still on that list, but they can obviously opt out. So if they're still on it and they haven't opted out, then we keep sending them things.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't remember if I was on your email list or not. So if you could forward us the last one that was sent out, Tom.
Yeah.
I think we were only
Austin's doing a good
sending
job
them
of
out in, you mean the last newsletter or the
yeah, the
email?
last newsletter that was sent out, the email. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it was the summer. I don't think it was too long ago.
Let's
But I
see.
don't remember specifically.
I mean, that would make sense with Lauren. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I asked because yeah, if that's something we still desire to do, especially if that changes things with Viewpoint, because you're still considering what do you want to do with Viewpoint and its capacities, just budget wise. Um, we can pick that back up. We can do that as a monthly cadence or bi-monthly, whatever you like. So I can send that in the recap email that I'll send out. But just going forward, are we posting, David, for those newsletters, or is that something MSA was posting for?
You
No,
mean we were putting the newsletter together and sending it
Posting?
out. Yeah.
Okay.
and mailing it through Constant Contact. Or that's
Yep.
what I don't know. Like I'm just searching on newsletter and I'm getting every newsletter I've received. So I'm not seeing the Metro one.
Well, yeah, we can look on our end.
I'll see if I can track it down, but I don't know if it came through Constant Contact or
I just found an update from Lauren back in September, and we were sending a quarterly newsletter for, yeah, I think we were
Metro.
doing a quarterly newsletter. But we'll double check on our end, Tom.
Hmm.
Okay. I'll see. I'll look as well. If I find something, I'll send to both of you.
Okay. Oh, that'd be good. We'll get that back running. 'Cause that's something I had on my cards or in my task that I was looking at, and I wanted to clarify those things.
Yeah, it would
So
be, I would, if possible, it might be good to try to get, if we just do a summary of some recent blog posts, we could probably get one out before the month is over.
yeah,
Just kind of a year-end recap
let's do that.
to pick that back up.
Let's do that newsletter. Sounds good.
I'll see if Joanne has it. I get way more email than she does, so maybe she'll track it down.
That's through Constant Contact. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, that's all I had. More of the last question I had.
Okay.
How would you rate this meeting, Tom?
It was unbelievable. I give
Amazing.
10.
Sweet. David?
Oh, I've got to go with a 10 also.
All right, sweet.
Good job organizing it, Austin. I
Wonderful.
appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I'll give it a 10 as also because I'm biased.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Tom, it
Great.
was good to see you.
Good seeing you guys. Thank you.
Of
Yep.
course. Good seeing you.
We'll be in touch. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care.